Hey everyone, just before this video begins, I do want to say that there is a spoiler to the recent season of Sonic Prime. So, if you guys not have seen the recent season of Sonic Prime, I suggest you guys finish it up and go back to this video. But hey, for you guys who are also here on Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day, even though I only see it as a Sonic movie day because I am lonely. Hey everyone, this is Cyber here, and today we are going to be doing our first talk video where we discuss things that are upcoming about video games or Sonic, of course. And we are starting off with Sonic, and as today is the 4th anniversary for the Sonic movie, and we got Sonic the Hedgehog 3 coming out later this year, plus the Knuckles series in just a few months, I feel like this is the perfect time to actually do it, to celebrate the movie. Oh, and by the way, if you guys join my Cyber City Discord server, I'm actually hosting something tonight, February 14th, at, let me check, because I forgot what time it is. At 6 p.m., we'll be watching Sonic the Hedgehog 2020 for its 4-year anniversary, and the Cyber City Discord server, so I hope you guys actually join the server, and also tune in for the watch party, as I have the DVD right up in my office. I'm looking at it right now, in fact. But I don't have like an avatar to really show that, so you guys can't really tell, but let's talk about the Sonic movies, as like the first two were a massive success, and also the best video game movies out there. And like, okay, I can't even say that for Mario. I'm gonna be honest, like, hey, for anyone who prefers the Mario movie over Sonic, I enjoy the Sonic movie way more, as it's not just being a bias. Okay, actually, I don't even know if there's any bias to it. I just really enjoyed the Sonic movie way more than the Mario movie. And I love both movies at that matter. Like, they're both a 10 out of 10 for me. I'll say that. Like, yeah, Mario movie has its flaws. It's kind of brought down by one. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, it has its flaws, but I loved it so much, I can't put it any lower. But Sonic the Hedgehog, well, wait, I meant to say Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on that part, because, let's just face it, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was very unexpected. So with the Sonic movie in 2020, it brought us, like, just what is, it's like a new adventure for us. It's a new perspective on the Hedgehog, the Blue Boar, that we've all known and love. And honestly, it's crazy of how we are just now getting to Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and we're getting Knuckles. It's kind of funny of how we got Sonic 3 and Knuckles, technically, this year. Huh. I really didn't think about that earlier. But yeah, we got Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And it was recently the 30-year anniversary for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, so, and it was overtaken. Like, everyone was celebrating the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 logo just being full on shown. And just it just blew us all away that we forgot about Knuckles' birthday. So, I'm sorry. Even I admit it, that I forgot it was the 30-year anniversary for my favorite classic Sonic game. Yes, I prefer Sonic 3 over Mania. Sue me. Wait, don't do that, actually. Don't do that. But Sonic the Hedgehog was a major success, and it would have failed when it came out, as if it came out as it did originally without any updates, the movie wouldn't be where it is today. As that horrific design, which we are not going to talk about, and he's definitely not fading into your guys' screen to jump scare you all. But the Sonic movie gave us something that was really unexpected. Like, fun, hilarious adventure. And not just that, Jim Carrey, he's the perfect Eggman. Like, if anyone says that he wasn't the perfect Eggman, then you need to, like, rethink yourself on that, because, wow. Like, even his performance in 2, it was amazing. he plays like a silly Robotnik, and it works for the movie because it's targeted for kids. Well, until now, because we all know by now that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is going to be PG-13. As I don't think I can find that image of like, you know, what was it? The third world country like putting it at PG-12, meaning it's gonna be for a more mature audience. And meaning it's gonna be PG-13, and that means yes, we get to see Maria get But we also should be talking about of how the movie just this was a redemption arc for well, I want to say redemption arc because let's face it, the story for Shadow the Hedgehog was pretty good. Like the gameplay just it failed on the gameplay, but the story was really good for what it was. And well, we're all but I know some people might take putting taking candy from a baby as not good for the story, but like the rest of the story is actually like it's really good. It gave us like oh, it gave us what Shadow the Hedgehog is today, which also not really because current writers don't really know how to write in Shadow the Hedgehog that well. Cough cough. Sonic Forces. And some of IDW. Heck, even Archie had struggle with Shadow, with the stories. Like, Eclipse to Dark, okay, I can't say anything about Eclipse because that was like a revenge story for after Shadow the Hedgehog 2005. But I want to remind you guys that the director for the Sonic the Hedgehog movies is the same director for the one who did the story in Shadow the Hedgehog. This was kind of a redemption arc for the guy. And he brought us amazing movies, and I can't wait to see what he does with Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And if it weren't for him, we would not be getting these movies. Like, we would not be getting a complete year of Shadow if it weren't for the guy. Because this is the year for Shadow, definitely. Like, he's coming to Superstars on the 15th, which is tomorrow. How is he coming to Superstars? He doesn't even have a classic for. I'm really wondering how he's gonna look. Then we have Sonic X Shadow Generations. We have Sonic 3. It's just, man. This is his year. This is the perfect year for Shadow. Also, I just want to mention, Sonic Adventure 2 should be getting its Japanese port for Steam soon, which they've been developing for Sonic Adventure 2 to be a Japanese port for Steam, because why it takes so long, I don't know. But hey, people in Japan, you get an extra piece for your Year of Shadow. It would be nice if we got a Sonic Adventure 2 remastered this year, but I doubt that's going to happen, as we are already getting Sonic X Shadow Generations. And if I must say, the way of how they revealed Sonic X Shadow Generations was just, I was not expecting to see Generation, like, okay, we all saw the leaks about it, at least, well, most of us saw the leaks, and I was like, I'm doubtful about it, but it was just so unexpected to see that actually, like, Generations come up on the screen. And then just for Shadow just to, like, appear like that. And it's like he's like getting his own solo game at that, basically. It's kind of like a Bowser's Fury. I never got to play Bowser's Fury because I did not get the 3D World, Super Mario 3D World remaster for the Switch. I don't know why I never got. Probably because I didn't play the original on the Wii, and I just didn't know how to feel about the game. I said the Wii, I meant the Wii U, but anyway, let's get back on topic. The Sonic movies. They just it's just like I was not like when like 2020 early 2020 me, which I was like 14 years old. And I got to see it on the 15th technically because My mom didn't want me to go on Valentine's Day. Thanks, Mom. I'm calling you out, by the way, because I know you're watching these videos. Anyway, I saw it a day late, and honestly, the movie blew my expectations. Because normally video game adaptations don't really go as well. But the way of how the Sonic movie went just blew me away. It was a fun adventure. We got Jim Carrey just performing the perfect role. Everyone did their roles perfectly. It just like it was a fun movie. Like so many references too. And so many were also cut out due to, just not being able to be there. Like I remember there was like something of Excalibur's sword. Well the caliber from Sonic and the Black Knight. I hope there's an image on the screen. I don't know if there will be of it because it's been a long time. I'm glad that people did like complain about the stuff because we wouldn't be able to get Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is definitely my favorite video game movie that has existed, and it's definitely going to end up changing the moment we get Sonic the Hedgehog 3. With Sonic the Hedgehog 1, it was just like they did everything that needed to start it off for a like starting off Sonic's adventure. No pun intended, by the way. I should have not said no pun intended. Oh god, I am okay. Anyway, I enjoyed of how like Sonic kind of explored, and I loved Green Hills. And also, I was not expecting to see Sonic. How did we get a meme reference in Sonic? I mean, okay, it's Sega and it's Sonic Team, kinda. So like, can you blame him? I can't blame him for like putting in references to like meme culture, but yeah, it was really crazy that we got Sonic mentioned, and I just love of how like they just explored the world. It really reminded me of Sonic Unleashed, kinda, and a bit of adventure too, because having to go to another place in the world to accomplish something, and gain the rings were Sonic's main goal of the first movie. And yeah, it was kind of strange. I mean, I understand that the GUN organization wants to dissect Sonic because they think he's an alien or something, which kind of is an alien. I don't. Wait, technically we're human. Us humans are technically aliens to other things, if you think about it, though. But like it would have happened like in Sonic X at the beginning, like where everyone was trying to catch Sonic and they wanted to know where his speed came from, but like the organization of the GUN would have just like they would have known something was weird because of Project Shadow. Now that I think about it, because why else would GUN be so focused on something that has powers like that? That that has powers that are pretty like similar speed and powers to Project Shadow. And honestly, I really wish I put it together. And then like the Sonic movie 2, I still couldn't put it together. How did I not put that together? How? Oh, why did I not put that together? Sorry for that voice crack. But yeah, it just feels like now that we have Sonic 3 coming up, it just feels like it's been leading up to this moment perfectly. As the way of how Tails even entered the movie was unexpected. Like, I mean, yeah, it would have made sense to put Tails in the movie. Because it's Tails, Sonic's best friend. And now, I mean, there's not much I can really say for Sonic Movie 1, as it's just a lot of fun and adventure. It's had a lot of silly moments, definitely. I mean, let's face it, the bar scene was really funny. And really good. But that's like most of the movie. Like, they give us perfect jokes, like... And then I just want to say the final battle, wow. the final battle of the movie was so good because Sonic actually learning that he belongs on Earth. He he's doing what's right, and got brought into a family that's it's beautiful, and this is like a very happy Sonic, and I mean Sonic's always been happy, but like Sonic goes through so many dark things. It's just sad because we get to see Sonic and we had to see Sonic go through so much, and I mean recently they've been trying to put him near death. Like, come on, Sonic Frontiers. They did not have to give us that moment. Like, okay, I understand they had to kind of give the moment to like suspense the game, but like it felt like that they actually were gonna kill Sonic for a second. And then we have Sonic Prime, where we just completely thought he died. Like, well, not completely thought he died, but like he was about to die. So it's just like, yeah. But the Sonic movies, I just had to give it the thank you. Now let's move on to Sonic Movie 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Probably the like overall, it's one amazing movie. Like introducing Knuckles, like Idris Elba. I don't think I said his name right, but he played Knuckles so well. He just played a really good Knuckles, and it was great to hear his voice for Knuckles. Like it fits honestly. Like an Echidna warrior who lost it all. Like the Sonic games kind of make him just sound depressed nowadays, including you, Frontiers. But I mean, I had to give him the benefit of the doubt for Frontiers because a lot recently happened in the Sonic worlds, including like the Metal Virus, and Knuckles just feels alone because he's the last Echidna. But Knuckles just was out for revenge, kinda, because of Sonic's caretaker, which, yeah, it's unfortunate of how she went. She was the closest thing he actually had to a mom officially until, you know, but yeah, it's still a sad opening from, like, it's just sad of how Sonic and Knuckles lost their families that exact day. And it's just hard to think about because Sonic didn't have anything for years, and Knuckles just like he's been alone too, and he's been out there just seeking revenge against his family's death and everything. Which Sonic Movie 2 does take a massive dark turn with that, as it was just like so it just happened so suddenly, you know? But hey, let's talk about the upbeat stuff. Let's not try to get depressed here, okay? So Sonic the Hedgehog 2 gave us something that we weren't expecting once again. I mean, they kind of made it obvious that we're going to get Super Sonic. I mean, like, come on, the Master Emerald, and you're putting in Knuckles, and bringing in Tails. Like, how do you not put Super Sonic inside that movie, right? So it was pretty obvious that Super Sonic was going to happen. I was, like, theorizing on it, too. Just like, okay, I think this is going to happen. Like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I don't exactly remember what I said, because that was almost 2 years ago now. Wow, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is, like, almost 2 years old. That's... I really didn't think about that. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 just... Wow. It's hard to, like, talk about because it was even more fun. It gave us even more action, too. Like... And, like, giving us actual story. Like, okay, let's talk about, like... Eggman getting brought back to Earth was... Okay, I mean, that they gave it off in the trailer, but, like... It's just crazy of how we saw his life go on the Mushroom Planet, which was also Mushroom Hill Zone, which It's honestly funny because Mushroom Hill Zone just being the place where Eggman just goes insane, kinda. So it's just funny, you know. Especially, I absolutely love Mushroom Hill and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. So it's just like, you know. And then just like Knuckles getting revealed, that was crazy. And by crazy, I mean crazy. Just like him just entering the portal, like Eggman finally found a way out technically. Then he just like gets jump scared by Knuckles just coming out like that. And I absolutely love of how Knuckles just was like, "Where did you find that?" And that was the start of the movie. Like that was truly a start of a movie, just like showing off our villains right away instead of just like showing off our heroes. Because I mean, that's how you honestly that's how you would think like a sequel to a movie would be when we kind of know who the villains are, but like if another gets introduced. Heck, Spider-Man No Way Home, well, not No Way Home, Homecoming actually did that too, of showing of how the Vulture became how he was. And that was a really good start to, you know, that. Uh Far From Home themselves, it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed of how they revealed Mysterio. So, I mean, I absolutely love Far From Home. I don't care what anyone says. It was a good movie. Everyone who says it's a bad movie, you need to rewatch it. Okay? Ah. But the way how they just revealed Knuckles, just like, it was right. And then they had to put a meme reference again. And it was to Uganda Knuckles. When Eggman said, "I can show you the way." Well, he said, "I'd be happy to show you the way." I was like, I like in the theater. I was like, okay, it's just like a wording, and then like afterwards, I found out, and I was like, oh my god, that was a reference to that. I actually remember Gun and Knuckles just like the meme just first appearing, and like why was it a thing? But yeah, it was just like it was a nice little reference to the meme. And then the way of how they kicked it off to being Sonic right next to it was really great. As hey, that was like Sonic Adventure 1 for the huge reference. Like when Sonic just preparing, like that was a reference to it, even though Sonic didn't really do much in Sonic Adventure 1 for the opening. He just said, "Oh yeah, this is happening." I don't know how to really do the voice. Sorry, Ryan. Do you want me to? I can't do your Sonic voice. And it was really great for the OST. The not the OST. Well, yes, the OST. It was great for the music that they chose for the movie, especially on that part. And I was like, oh my god, it. This is literally just a Sonic Adventure opening. I remember just like first like watching the trailer or during the Game Awards, and I cried actually. It made me cry because it was beautiful. And then just like hearing Idris Elba just doing the line of, "Do I look like I need your power?" Did I say it right? I don't know if I did. But it was just like really good for an opening, and then like Sonic was literally he's going through that like teenage life. He's getting a life of a family too. And hey, that was a good move for the movie, making Sonic feel more human than he already felt like it. But it's just like I love how Sonic was just he's a DC fan at that. Like remember he was just like reading the Flash comics and then Blue Justice. I mean, Sonic, you're awesome. Movie Sonic, you're really awesome. Like you are Blue Justice. You are the Blue Knight. But I mean, like it was like a nice way to just do it. Also, can we just talk about the close swearing? It was just like I was not expecting like the very close swearing in the movie. Like especially that it's targeted to kids, but honestly it added to the comedy aspect of the movie. So, yeah, I mean, and then like I love how Sonic got like that father-son type of time with Tom. Just having like fishing and then hey, Sonic can't swim. We had to apply that to the movie to people who don't know, but honestly, it was a good way to show that he can't really swim. I will say that. So yeah. Now let's talk about like just like them going on vacation. I love how Sonic just like acted like it was an airport. Like that there's the inner child in Sonic right there. So we knew that he was still there as being like a little inner child. He has that energy and I mean he's fast. Come on. But I love how Sonic had to take responsibility of his own. And then later that night, well, Tails was there, and they. I'm glad they recreated the post-credit scene from the first movie because it kind of it gives off the timestamp instead of just like jumping in right away with Tails. Because imagine how weird it would have felt if we just saw Tails just flying down like just like that. And yeah, I mean, if they didn't do that, the movie would have felt a bit off right there. And I was like, and I would have been like, wait, so Tails just appears? Even though like he was like the post credit, like it's just that they needed to add that in. It was important to the movie. And later that night, during like just like Eggman just made it feel like a horror movie to Sonic. I was like, oh my god, Eggman is actually kind of being scary right here. Just like making it feel like a horror movie, and then boom, Knuckles. Like after Sonic sees Eggman again, just Knuckles just comes in, punches Sonic right there. That was like, oh my. Poor Sonic. Like, okay, yeah, it was revealed in the trailer, but it just poor Sonic, man. Like Knuckles is like very strong. So imagine how hard that felt. Man, I really enjoyed this movie to its fullest. That scene alone really defined of how strong Knuckles was. Then Tails just comes in, saves Sonic's butt. Just like it was normal. It was completely fine. Like, hey Sonic, I know you, but you don't know me. So get in this car I stole. That's how it kind of felt. Just Tails just appearing like that, and I'm glad that Tails just wasn't already there from the start. I'm glad of how they met in the movie version. Like I prefer the game version more, of course, because I mean that's the definitive version. Like Sonic saving Tails from bullies. I mean that's cool. But like the Sonic movie kind of they made it fit because you can't just put Tails in out of nowhere and not have him like during the first entire movie, you know? So with the second movie, it was just we had a lot of fun and then like oh yeah, Knuckles, you're gonna kind of be betrayed by Eggman but not really. Then it was like a nice little like build up to we knew what Eggman was gonna do already. Like for us game fans, we already knew what he was gonna do, but like they built it up to like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. Like Eggman's gonna betray Knuckles, and you know just do that. Now for like the little adventure, I love of how Sonic just like already he felt really connected to Tails like right away. That was really nice. I mean, it like he connected fast to Tom, but like with Tails, it was just it felt instant. You know, like I don't. I was trying to make it loud enough, but yeah, it just went like that, just perfect. It was a way to show that hey, these two are meant to be brothers, basically. Even though not related by blood, they're brothers. Now, the adventure that they had to make was absolutely fun. Like, just having. Oh, sorry. That's that was my phone. Got a notification. You know how it is. But I almost thought about retaking that shot, but honestly, I forgot what I said. But like the way of how they brought into like the bar, like come on, it feels like that. It had to have the bar scene with Sonic and Tails to truly show them being connected. Like having to go through all the snow. Imagine how that felt for them. But then they went to the bar and we got Uptown Funk in that scene, and I love how like the reference to Sonic Colors with the translator just going completely wrong. That was a good reference to Sonic Colors on that. Then they had to go through the fight scene, which was technically a dance fight, and that's when Uptown Funk played, and let's face it, everyone had to enjoy that scene. Like that, it was a fun thing. Like Sonic Tails dancing. Then we got the multi Tails, which okay, that was an obvious reference to Sonic Boom when Tails like made multiple versions of himself because I forgot why. You know what? I love the show very much. I forgot why Tails made clones of himself. I think it was to like because he just felt so unconnected to Sonic in recent times. He did it. I can't exactly remember, but that was definitely a reference to, Sonic Boom, to the multi-tails. And then, okay, can we just, like, talk about, like, this was, like, in the shot of the trailers and everything, but, like, doing the adventure pose, like, that was so nice. It was clean. And you can't, Sonic has to do the pose. Like, in the first movie, he did the Smash Bros. Ultimate pose from the render. Then he just does the adventure pose. It's just really cool. Then after that scene, it was really nice of how. Wait, yeah, I said fight and then dance fight, and I completely said I forgot that Tails said something else that he got from the translation that then led to the dance fight. So I forgot to say that. I'm sorry for if I mixed it up for anyone who just needed a recap and haven't rewatched the movie. But yeah. Then just it was a nice moment for just like when Sonic was taking care of Tails, just putting him underneath a blanket because he just you know then Tails just put his tails on Sonic. That was just wholesome. That is Sonic and Tails are literal brothers. You like I cannot no one can like tell me that they are not brothers, okay? They are brothers. Now, let's get to the revealing of the Master Emerald. Just like the ancient legend doing it the way how they did in the movie was absolute perfection. Just the seven Chaos Emeralds being all separate and then forming into the Master Emerald and then just use just abusing it for the ultimate power, then the owls had to take care of it themselves. And then, you know, it got locked away inside of the Labyrinth Zone, which, let's face it, we all hated that zone in Sonic 1. But it was absolutely amazing, and then we got Ice Cap Zone. Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic versus Knuckles in Ice Cap Zone. I did not know how to feel about that, but I also did. It was amazing, and it was just funny of how they fought in Ice Cap Zone. I just wish we had something like the official music at least, like to the Adventure version or the Sonic 3 version, but then there's licensing issues with the Michael Jackson part. But hey, I mean, the Ice Cap Zone from Sonic 3 originally is the definitive one. Like, come on. It's definitive. Everyone prefers that one over any version of Ice Cap Zone. But it was great of how then we got the reveal of Knuckles' backstory during the fight. And then Tails just kind of screwed it up because, I mean, Tails kind of messes things up for Sonic. Like, Knuckles, we lost the same thing that day, and then Tails just attacks. Thanks, Tails. You made the movie a bit longer, which hey, no one minds, right? So then after that, we just like cut to the wedding, and okay, I remember this in the theater, like just like like there's gonna be kids in the theater, and like the majority of the audience were an older audience that were fans of Sonic all like in the entire time. So the YouTuber Preston Plays was in the movie, right? And I only heard the kids just go excited over Preston Plays. Nobody else like practically knew who he was. And I was just, oh wow. That's the only thing that they're probably gonna be excited for. And they weren't even excited for Shadow, which I'm gonna get into later. But yeah. So then we cut to the wedding, and it was great of how GUN just actually ambushed the wedding like that. Just, oh yeah, we've all been secret agents. Even the pastor, he was a secret agent of GUN. It's like everyone was an agent. Like what? Oh man, I just absolutely love that happening in the movie. Just, oh yeah, you can't trust anybody, basically, because they're probably all for the government, like work for them in some way. And it was just like a funny thing that everyone was practically a GON agent. So then we get possibly like a bit controversial scene with the stealth type of mission, like them all like the human parts of the movie, basically. Like I know a lot of people didn't like it, and honestly, to those who didn't really like it, I'm just gonna say this: skill issue. That's a really fun scene in the movie because it's it's it was a fun scene. It was a little break from all the other action. Plus, it was leading up to a big battle between Sonic and Knuckles. It was a nice chance to give the humans their time to shine. So then after that, now let's talk about Sonic making it through the water. That scene, like it was just teased all over the movie and like all the trailers. Like that was one of the most anticipated scenes of the entire movie. Sonic going through the water. Because we all know if Sonic is at max speed, he can make it, obviously. Well, not even max speed, just like fast enough. He can make it through the water. And I love how they put the anticipation of like the waves because that really impacted like on Sonic's fear of water and that he can't swim. And it was just like it was a beautiful scene. It was the CGI on that scene was amazing also. Like, come on, Marvel, how come you guys can't do that CGI anymore? Like, man, that was like really amazing. Now, then we actually have a slight reference to Angel Island with the island that's that was a direct reference to Angel Island. Let's face it, because like the palm trees and everything, like we all knew that was Angel. That was a reference to Angel Island in some way. But the way of how they went into the Labyrinth Zone, like it took like after like Eggman and Knuckles went through like all the parkour, that's when like after when Sonic was going through, that's when I realized, oh god, this is the Labyrinth Zone because of all the stuff. Like I was like, what? Sonic had to face the worst level of all time. Man, I feel bad. And it was great. It was great of how just Sonic just fell like it was nothing. He just fell through. And then now let's get into the biggest fight scene of the movie. Sonic versus Knuckles officially. Let's face it, we can't stop watching that scene. Like Sonic just fighting Knuckles like that and then like yeah, you guys you guys see the footage. I mean, it's sped up because I don't want to deal with copyright or anything, of course. But we have like this entire fight scene alone just filled up what the movie had to be for its action portion. So we can all just say that scene was amazing, and then let's let's also talk about this. Eggman getting an emerald form. That was awesome. Like that was like, oh man. Oh man, I just absolutely love this movie. I can't stop thinking about it honestly. Like if someone just said, "Man, you need to stop thinking about Sonic." I'm just like, "No. I will never even forget about the movie, man. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is perfection." So then after the fight of just like Eggman just being that's how the betrayal happens. It happened perfectly, and like Knuckles is a warrior and he couldn't just let Sonic drown like that because Sonic was good, and I feel like Knuckles just felt wrong, and honestly, it's kind of against a warrior to just let your opponent die like that. Like Sonic was on the edge of dying, and then honestly, I just loved the entire talk that they had together, and then Sonic just like throwing the sandball, and then Knuckles just throws practically an entire rock on Sonic made out of sand, and that that was hilarious, and like just watching it every time. So then we get to Tails finally getting the plane. So Tails steals another vehicle, and let's get to the final act of the movie. And everyone gets back to Green Hills, and Eggman creates the Death Egg. Man, that was... Oh yeah, I can't forget about Wade. Wade just... He's funny. He's perfect. He's definitive. And... I can't wait to see how he is in the Knuckles series. But let's get back onto the main plot. So then we get to where Eggman is ready to kill Sonic once and for all. Because Eggman has obtained ultimate power. And this was the game-changing moment. Knuckles jumps off the plane and well, he just wanted to go get on the ground, you know, run from there. And we know that Knuckles couldn't glide just yet, apparently. So hopefully he'll learn how to glide in the Knuckles series, because that is one of his signature things. So then let's just get to the Sonic Heroes part. Okay, so this part of the movie was massive. Just, it was the triple team up. And it was the Sonic Heroes, literally. And I would have freaked out if they started just playing the movie out of... Well, not the movie. It would have been crazy to just hear the song out of nowhere. Just like, dun 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 dun, dun Sonic Hero. You know. It would have fit for the scene, but not really. Unless if it was orchestral version. So then, we just get to the parts where they all team together, and then we get to Sonic doing his extended running, and then he starts to lose his speed. Which we all know that does happen out of when we run out of boost, you know? So he ran out of his speed, and Eggman takes advantage of it and smashes the bridge. And that is when we get to... This is the last part. This is it. We're at the finale. So, we have Sonic, like, trying to get to the Master Emerald as it has fallen, and Eggman was just trying to crush Sonic down. Wait, did yeah no. Tails and Knuckles actually attacked beforehand. I forgot about that because how else did Master Emerald just fall out? It was inside of Eggman. Wait. The power was inside of Eggman. So then, yeah, Knuckles just punched Eggman out, and then Sonic grabbed the Master Emerald. I forgot that happened because I'm just trying to make I forgot to mention that because I'm just trying to make this video as short as possible while discussing everything that we need to say. But then we have Sonic trying to get the Master Emerald. And thank God Maddie and Tom saved him right in time, but that caused to the moment. Eggman was ready to finish them off. And I'm going to say this. I was scared for this moment because, like, okay, it was obvious that Sonic was going to find a way to win. Like, it was obvious, but, like, they put that anticipation of, this is it. So, Sonic told Tom and Maddie to just, like, go off, run away, because Eggman only wants Sonic, but they're Wachowskis, which I know I said the name wrong right there, I think, but they stick together. They're a family. And yeah, also the Master Emerald broke into the 7 Chaos Emeralds. And everyone has to just love of how Sonic just went super there. Just he's lost his hope, kinda. That was a dark moment for Sonic. Sonic knew he was about to lose it all. But the Chaos Emeralds just saved him perfectly in time. And that's when Super Sonic was born. The Super Sonic sequence of the movie was definitely the most hyped at the moment. Because, I mean, everyone in the theater had to just be going crazy. Like, for everybody's theater. Like, I remember just, when that, like, I thought, like, the Chaos Emeralds didn't make it in time for a second. But no, the yellow light, that was the moment. We all knew. We knew at that moment that it was time. It was time for Sonic to go all out. This was his moment. And Sonic just destroyed the Death Egg in Super. It felt like the way of how it should have been in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the game. Because after getting all 7 Chaos Emeralds, we couldn't even use the Chaos Emeralds in the final fight. That just sounds very sad because we worked so hard and we couldn't even use it in the final battle. Thanks, Sega, for that from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Well, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But, I mean, at least it got easier somewhat throughout the years. It just sucks. Just having to play it, just going through Mecha Sonic. And imagine just playing it on the Genesis with no saves. Imagine how that felt for everyone back then. Because they couldn't worry about, they couldn't rely on a save to just help them out. They had to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds again just to get the canon ending in. Did anyone actually do that back then? That's my question. Because unless they mastered the game completely back then, it would have been impossible. But then we get to the part where Eggman just kind of became a coward, and he's supposedly dead, but we all know he didn't die. It's obvious. Eggman, they can't kill Eggman like that, especially Jim Carrey's Eggman. So then they get their happy ending. Sonic lets go the Chaos Emerald's power after getting 1 chili dog. Good job, Sonic. That's the best thing you could do, because You needed that chili dog, man. You deserved it. You deserved it for what you did. You saved the entire planet twice, technically. So, good for you. You deserve that super chaos. You deserve that super chili dog. Now, let's get to just. I love how they just go to the baseball park. Because in the first movie, Sonic was completely alone throughout the movie, at the start of the movie. And it's nice to see that they actually got to do it together. Because Sonic wanted a family. That's all he ever wanted. And I'm glad that they went back to the ballpark. So, yeah. And honestly, here's a moment that made me cry in the movie. Just when Sonic called Tom Dad. Because it's even hard talking about it right now, as I am definitely not crying right now. Because it's just it was a nice scene. Just Sonic calling Tom Dad like that. I mean, man, it just hit really hard because Sonic really never had like parents. He's always basically been alone. So it's just like it was just so nice to hear that Sonic finally has found his home. So now let's get to the best part that it still gets me just going crazy every single time I've rewatched the movie. I cannot stop shaking. The shadow reveal. Like the moment they said 50 years, that was it. That was it. It was Project Shadow. And I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was like, and then just like seeing Shadow's shoes, I was like, oh, ah! And then everyone in the theater, like I can't, like I go and just like watch audience reactions just for the heck of it, of that scene alone. Everybody, and every single time, everybody goes crazy. And in the theater I was in, only like the people that were like older and knew like the series only freaked out. Like none of the kids in the audience just went like, "Who is that?" I feel so bad for Gen Alpha because they don't understand the experience of these that much. And it was just like it was perfection. It was what the movie needed to send things off. And now we are in 2024. We're getting the Knuckles series, and okay, I'm not gonna show much of the footage for this, but I just want to mention Sonic has grown even taller again. Here's some images of just like him from the first movie and the beanbag chair and just Tom kneeling down. Second movie, Tom kneeling down, Sonic standing up. Then we just have Sonic just in the beanbag chair. He's oversized in the chair. He's bigger than the beanbag. Like he's tall as hell. It's just like what? Sonic is going through puberty big time. Like by the time we hit Sonic 3, he's gonna be 500 feet tall. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But Knuckles series, it looks really good. And now, okay, before I get right into this, I want to mention a fan project that came out. Let me search up the name because I can't remember how to say his name. But this is the best this is like one of the best fan movies I've ever seen. And it was like only like what, 30 minutes? It was the Project Shadow fan movie. Which, hey, if you guys haven't watched it, it'll be linked down below, but you guys need to watch this movie. Yeah, it was 26 minutes. And it's at 1.3 million views right now. This is a fan film, by the way. And okay. I'm gonna show just a little bit, okay? Because you guys had to watch this movie. And also, I'm gonna say this, if you guys have a widescreen, watch it on your widescreen, okay? Because that's how, personally, I watched it like that, and it was just, it felt right to watch it in full on widescreen.
Can't get enough of it, huh?
Yeah. It's just so beautiful.
It looks even better from up close. Until you see the bad part. All the war, hunger, and violence that exists down there. We humans can't take care of ourselves. And then it doesn't matter what happens. We are always trying to find something to destroy one another. How is she?
She's sleeping now. But only after she made me tell her stories, of course.
I'm glad to see that you are getting used to it. She likes that you are the one to tuck her in. Because then she can dream about living on Earth.
Even if I'd never been down there. And by the way, what were the test results?
Oh, the same as every time. Your DNA is completely chaotic. It's impossible to decode it.
So, no progress? Nothing?
Nothing yet. Nothing.
But yeah, you guys, check it out. But now let's get to Sonic 3. I have not seen any of the storyboards, so I don't know anything that's gonna happen in the movie yet because I want to stay safe from the movie spoilers. As well, I mean, we already know what's gonna happen, kinda, but I want to experience the movie as the way how it is, and plus it comes out in like I don't know how many precise days. But, like, technically it would be 10 months and 4 days. No, not 4 days, 6 days. Till we get Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And this is... Guys, remember just... Hang on, you guys... I know if, like, all of us have seen this, but... Man, the movie logo... It's perfect. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 this has to be the best video game movie out there, and I don't feel like nothing can surpass it because, like, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, its story is a complete masterpiece. Like, okay, yeah, I can't say the game is a masterpiece entirely, but the story is perfection. Like, complete perfection. And this movie is going to be, like, PG-13, so, like, it's going to get dark. like real dark. And I'm for it. Like, I was thinking it was gonna hit a close PG-13, but no, it hit PG-13. And I'm still waiting for, like, we all know it's gonna be PG-13 because of the foreign country, as I mentioned earlier. But it's just we won basically. And this is gonna be the movie. The movie. So, yeah. I cannot wait to see what's for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and man, just, you know what? Hey, if we get a trailer at like, if we get like a trailer anytime soon, and I'm like at home and I'm on my computer, I'm going to record a reaction. I don't care. I had to record a reaction to this. And also I'll probably have like an avatar by then for like the videos, as you know, it would just be reaction PNGs, just, you know. Because I'm not, you guys, a lot of you guys probably know of how I look already because of old streams and some videos. But honestly, I prefer not always having to show the face, as I don't want to always do it, but like honestly, reaction PNGs might work out for the video. But yeah. So this is going to be the end of it, and I cannot wait for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Also, wait, hang on. Before we actually head off, if you guys do want more of these discussion videos, let me know, because I plan to do a lot more in the future for other games. Like, I might do one for Sparking Zero, for all I know. You know, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, for you guys who clearly who don't know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.